now we're on to page 4, and this is actually a flap cut directly. It's a frame, and then I've just made a card flap, and it closes like that. So the page map is here, and it just basically shows page drawn here, hinge side flap, and then the hinge is there, and it shows you what the flap's like open. That's just so it's in my head. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is cut a frame to fit your page. Now, you can either do it with a craft knife. Tim Holt's ruler is brilliant because it has 1/4 of an inch increments, or you can use a paper trimmer. So I'm just going to show you on a piece of this is the same size as the page, and I've actually marked in 1 1/4 inches each side. Now, if you have a paper trimmer, some of them you can see where your cutting line is there, but actually on your cutting blade you've got little tiny marks.
I'm going to move it over that way.
That way. You've got a little
Towards
tiny
me.
towards you.
No, don't. Sorry, towards.
That way.
Yeah, just
Okay.
towards me now.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, you've got little tiny notches there and there which actually show your cutting line, and then on the side of it, I'm just going to turn it round. You can see there's other little notches there which are actually where your cutting blade stops. Okay, so you can get a really accurate cutting guide with it, and it's also perfect if you want to cut into decorative paper. So, and we're really pleased because we've got these now, haven't we?
We have them on the website.
Right, okay, so I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to go down to there and run it along. So, you like your guillotine, don't you, Kay?
I do like my guillotine.
But
yes.
I find this for
But you can use a guillotine to
No.
do that. So.
I'll put that one into there and run it out there, and then that should just pop out. Okay, so that's how easy it is. The other thing they're really good for is if I just wanted this particular pattern here. Let's move this up. Right, I'm going to cut out this Get Lost Find Adventure. So I'm going to put the edge of my cutting blade there. Let's move it up a bit. Okay, I'm going to line it up, cut there, turn it round. Go down to there. Which one? Oh, it's this one I'm cutting out, isn't it? Helps if you remember which one you're cutting
Yes,
out.
yeah, we've been lines all over the place.
Okay, so this is the one, isn't it? So line that one up. Line your notch there. And that's cut that out perfectly. Like that. One more thing I just need to show you because I think this is so clever. And I know lots of trimmers have it, but I found this really, really useful. Okay, so I'm cutting my flap to 4 1/2. Okay, now I need a 1/2 inch score line. So instead of getting my paper trim, my score board out, that's my 1/2 inch there. So it's so quick and easy. Okay, just thought I'd show you that.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so now the hard work begins.
You're just putting off putting this together, aren't you?
I am. So it's getting near lunchtime. Okay, so that's my frame there. So the idea is I'll stick my frame there, my piece of black card that you've got the measurements for. Now, instead of sticking it down like that, how we normally stick a flap in, I'm going to stick it this way, so the hinge actually goes onto the underside of the decorative paper, like that. Okay, so I think we'll do that first. Again, I'd probably use a little bit of, you can either use a Pritt stick, something like that, or a bit of collal, just so you've got a little bit of wiggle room. It's just really so you can line it up properly, and it's going to fold. Yeah. And this is when it's really important to burnish well, because it will work properly then. Okay, so that's on there. So you can then stick that onto your page, so we'll do that next. Alright, I'm just checking I've got it the
Right around.
right way round. Oh yes. Okay, so finish that down there. Okay, and then we're going to, so I've just got to, right, now we need a magnet for a closure. At the moment it closes really nicely on its own, but once you've got the paper in, you're going to have a bit of bulk there. So we'll take a mag pop and a magnet. Does make it much easier using these K.
I've got a lot of design to it.
I know.
It would be particularly useful if you forgot to put a magnet in, because you
Yeah.
could use it as a decorative piece as well.
You do actually see that on the Safari album.
Really?
What a surprise. Well, usually I'm quite fanatical and I like ease the paper up to put the magnet behind. But it was a long way in with the pages and I'd lost the will to live, and I thought, you know what? I'll use a mag pop, because, oh, wrong way around, let the magnet drop itself on. It's alright, I'm only moving it because I want it to be more covered with the husk better. Okay, right, so it's just so neat and smooth though, isn't it, as well? So that's that there. Right, so now I need to make sure I've got my text the right way up. So that one is going to go on there. So we'll stick that one on next. Right, it didn't look very inked, that edge. And you've got the text to guide you so you can see that you're going the right way up. So that will go on there. Like that. Okay, and we're going to open this one in here. So I'm just looking at the other page as well so I can see what I'm doing. Right, so this one is going to stick in here, and I've actually cut it a little bit smaller so you have a tiny black border all the way around. Now at this point, if you wanted to, you could do a tuck in, you could die cut a tuck in, a whisker, photo slot, just leave it plain and put an ephemera card on, whatever you wanted to do. Just whiz around there. And this one again, I would probably use collal, so I've got a little bit of wiggle room. But just put a little dollop of just on your architect, just put a little bit on there. Okay. I'd forgotten how much this smells, Kay.
I've never liked the smell of it
No,
particularly.
I know you haven't. Okay, so then we've got this one, which is going to go there. Make sure I've got it the right way. If you looked upside down then for a minute.
Doesn't it make any difference in that particular pattern, does it?
Well, I don't know, because no, it probably doesn't. But you'd be thinking, are the stalks going the right way? So this is a pocket. So 3 sides because it's a pocket. And again, stick it. You don't want to stick it right in the hinge. You want to give yourself a little bit of leeway. Make sure that shuts. Yep, it does. Okay, and then the last little bit. Yep, go in there. Okay, so that's the next page.